while we wait on Nick, we might as well do the recap. So last week the party was moving forward. Camped down after your first night of travel. Unfortunately, nobody passed a DC 25 wisdom saving throw, so all of your dreams were invaded by a night hag. And you had to face off against her and her 4 red cap friends. There were definitely some creepy children involved to give everybody the heebie-jeebies. But you all survived the encounter. You woke up rested but uncomfortable. I believe Cook Vraak crafted a dagger, a silver dagger, and gifted it to Winter. There was definitely an unfortunate Zone of Truth spell dropped on Timber by Winter. Some discussions on friends don't cast friends or spells on each other. After that encounter, you guys moved forward. You were able to avoid the now decrepit cottage of the hag. Made it past there sneakily, thanks to a fortuitous pass without trace spell. You guys made your way.
What?
You guys made your way and encountered some gnolls, but were able to sneak past them as well. And then as the journey was coming to an end, you ran into some unfortunate weather. Thunderstorm has picked up, but Ildain was able to find a nice little place to camp where you guys can stay dry. And again, like last week, we're going to allow for you guys to do some fireside things before we get to our rest and our watches. So at that, I leave the table to you guys.
Okay, well, I don't want to.
Do you know the...
Go ahead,
Oops,
you
go
first.
ahead.
No, you first, because I was just going to say I don't want to take the reins because I RP'd last session with Mordella doing the ritual. So please go, Alyssa.
Yeah, no, basically I would just kind of take Winter aside and kind of, I know we had, at the last time we had, I think, kind of gone over, like, kind of, pointing and going in the body. This time I'm gonna kind of discuss her staying out of the middle of the fight. Maybe being more of a support character. Sorry.
Winter kind of watches her kind of confused because, like, she's been taught as a bard, like, you always want to be the center of attention because if people's eyes are drawn to you, if they're talking and they notice you there, then they're talking to you, they're giving you this information. You're in a prime spot. If you know where everyone is and everyone's focused on something you can control. So this idea of trying to stay back, trying to stay hidden, it's a very confusing thing for her.
Right, but, like, look at my armor compared to your armor. If I get hit, it's not gonna hurt as bad. So maybe, just be, like, in the middle maybe, and then we'll work towards helping you get better at fighting.
Mordella's like, Winter and I will stick together.
Yes, I will stick with Mordella.
That will work.
Well, you don't have to tell me twice. I'll be in the back. I've got nothing to prove. Everything to lose. By the way, I got a rabbit in case anybody's hungry.
I can always eat.
Well, I just have the one, so we'll have to split it up pretty evenly, I suppose. Unless you want to make a stew, I don't have any potatoes.
Yeah. With 3 older brothers, I barely got any food, so I know how to share. I don't know how to cook.
I could, if you guys got the spices, I could try my hand at it. I can make a pretty okay stew. I'd say we're still about a half day's travel from the goblin camp.
Timber walks across the. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no, you're good. You're good. I was just about to say I was going to go over and like start prepping a fire, but go ahead.
Yeah, Timber walks across to Vraak and goes, "Pardon, I do not. I don't believe that we have been properly introduced. We've been traveling together for a few days, but we haven't really spoke. I am Timber Mcsunshine, fairy wizard of the Order of Scribes, recent graduate of the Norlo School of Wizarding, top of my class. No big deal. But I just wanted to introduce myself and say hello. And it is a pleasure to be traveling with someone that. Well, it's just a pleasure to be traveling with you.
I'm gonna reach out my huge callous hand towards this fairy. Because the first time we quote unquote met, I guess the sleeps were very helpful. I'm remembering that. Um, so I'll reach my hand out with a smile on my face and introduce myself as Vraak. Just Vraak.
As my entire forearm disappears inside her hand as I'm trying to shake it. It is a pleasure, and if there's anything you need on the road, as you have probably noticed, I am not much of a fighter, but there are other things that I can bring if necessary. Just please let me know. I'm quite, I pick up a pine cone and it just kind of sprouts a little leaf out of it as I hold it. I do have some skills out here that may be useful. So if there's anything you need, please let me know.
I'm kind of confused about the pine cone thing, but I do know that your character is an extremely helpful one, so I'm just smiling as you're talking. Um, I'm actually interested to see what all you can do because I'm not I'm not quite sure I'm used to your type of magic or anyone else's here really.
Well, I mean, most people would argue that my type of magic is the purest form of magic in the sense that it is all academic and it is not necessarily bestowed upon me. I had to work and read, but all magic has its value, and I am actually quite a student of different types of magic. In fact, our friend Mordella is quite fascinating, as I've never encountered her type of magic. But what about you? What is your we've not traveled much. I haven't seen much of what you can do, but I'm sure there's much. What is your deal, for lack of a better word?
My my deal? Like, what do you mean?
It's like, do you do magic?
My
Do you have?
Oh, it's definitely magic, but there's no denying that it's not also miles and miles of hard work on my part. Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm,
I did not mean to be insulting. It is. I was not blessed with a natural affinity for magic, so I was forced to study and work. It was not meant to be a slight of any sort for those who have a more natural talent with it than I do.
this is one area I would say where, as a cleric, you're kind of used to like the arguments towards and against your faith. So I just smile and nod because I've heard it before, and I'll hear it again. But you did hit the nail on the head when you said that it was a blessing. I didn't do anything to gain it, but I do have to work to keep it up.
Of course, and I am as I said, as a student of magic, I am excited to see what you can do and perhaps learn a thing or two from you. But in the meantime, it is fantastic. He does a little, and he does a little flourish with his wings when he bows. But until such a time, Timber Mcsunshine at your service, my lady. And he turns around and walks away.
Endel, if you can make a performance and or survival check.
On the
Your
stew?
choice. On your stew, yep.
Okay, let's do. What did you say? Performance? We'll do that. That would be a 25.
Oh, you guys, when you taste this stew, it's probably the best rabbit stew you've ever had. He is impressed. You can tell that Thrandil's used to making these meals out in the field.
You guys gotta enjoy this. Trust me. Oh, it's so good.
Did you guys see the end of Ratatouille where he gets a flashback to his childhood and his eyes are wide open? I'm imagining Vraak going, "Holy fuck."
Yeah, you didn't know rabbit could taste this good.
Winter gives Bardic inspiration, not through any actual thing, like she's too busy stuffing her face because it's so good, but you kind of feel this like aura of basically a pat on the back as she gives Thrandil Bardic inspiration for the amazing food.
Nice. He's just beaming. He's like so proud of his work.
Mordella, is there anything that you wanted to do before we move into the watch?
Yeah, I believe she's still got a spirit bound. She wants to release that spirit.
Absolutely. You going to go out in the rain and the weather to do it, or are you going to do it in front of people?
Oh, no, she's gonna go out and do it. She's not ready to do this in front of everybody quite yet.
Okay.
If anybody asks, she'll say she's going to use the bathroom and release that spirit.
About how far away from the camp do you get?
Oh, maybe only 30 or 40 feet. Not too far. She figures that nobody's gonna be really, peeking around if she said she went to the bathroom.
Okay.
That rabbit went right through her.
I think releasing the spirit is my new term for going to the bathroom.
I mean, it is a nice double entendre. Just gonna, agree with you there, Max.
I like it. So yeah, you do. There's no issues. As you make your way back, you are covered in rain, unfortunately. And it's extra dark tonight due to the clouds overhead, and there's lightning and thunder. But it's also kind of soothing, and you all feel yourself getting kind of relaxed and tired as the night comes on. And we're going to move into our night watches. How are we going to do that?
I'll take first watch.
Anybody going to watch with him or allow him to do it himself?
Yeah,
Sir Dennigan is starting to feel a little under the weather, so he refuses.
I don't think Winter, after the whole hag incident, is going to find sleep very easy, so they're definitely going to stay up for at least the first watch, just to be like, make sure they're not ambushed in their dreams again.
Okay. So you guys going to do just 2 watches? Because I know, Thrandil, you only need 4 hours for a trance as an elf, right?
Yep. Yep, I could do a single watch and then I can rest and somebody else can take over.
Unfortunately, I need a straight 8.
Mordella offers to help, but she is a human, so she will need 8 hours for a full rest. She'll definitely pitch in on a watch, but that might extend our rest to 12 hours rather than only 8. Because she will insist on 8 hours as well.
Well, we could always just take the chance. If I spend my watch concealing our camp, maybe I could keep them off us for a while.
Yeah. Yeah. So we have Thrandil and Winter taking first watch. Mordella by herself on second watch.
Seems to
No,
be.
Well, if
Timber is Timber's going to stand watch with Mordella.
Okay, that works. Okay. I need Winter and Thrandil. Tell me what you're doing on this watch, and then make perception rolls.
Okay.
Just before they get started, before I lie down, I'm gonna basically like look at both Thrandil and Winter, be like, if I look like I'm restless or moving or anything like that, just wake me up. I don't care if it's a good dream or bad dream. Just wake me up from this point on. If restless, wake me up.
Yeah, rest easy, no problem. Okay, so I'm just going to I'm gonna put the campfire down low and use my dark vision to kind of see into the forest, and I'm going to try to build up some of the natural environment to almost conceal our camp from the different like sight points, and then I'm just going to find a dark spot and just kind of keep watch over the camp.
Make a
And,
survival roll on top of the perception roll. So tell me your
sure.
perception roll, and then
Got you. So for the perception, I rolled an 18, and for the survival, I rolled a 14.
okay. Winter, what are you doing to stay awake on watch?
Winter is going to play rock, paper, scissors with her mage hand.
Roll a perception check at disadvantage.
Okay.
That's a dope ass fucking like way to spend off time. I'm gonna remember that.
That was brilliant.
I love it.
21.
Disadvantage?
Yes.
Wow. Okay. Winter, somehow you hear it first as the night starts to go on, the rain starts to die down. Thrandil, you're pretty satisfied that you've got you guys covered. The fire's low enough, due to how dark it is with the cloud cover. The smoke's not really able to be seen. But Winter, you kind of hear some footfalls in the distance, about 80 to 90 feet away, just out of range of dark vision. Sounds like 2 or 3 sets of small creatures walking through the woods.
Winter is going to cast invisibility on herself, so that way she can't be seen. And then she's gonna kind of like walk towards where, like, try to sneak towards where the footprints are to get more information. That way, if she has to wake people up, she has more like information about what's actually happening.
Make a stealth check at advantage. You're invisible. DC's an 8.
Dirty 20.
Yeah, you're good. You don't. So you make your way sneakily, watching where you're stepping so that you don't step on a stray stick. And the little bit of rain kind of drizzling off the trees kind of helps mask your footfalls as you invisibly make your way into the woods. And you see 2 goblin scouts on a patrol. And they're wearing these strange goggles on their head. And it looks like they're just patrolling, kind of scouting.
Could I do like an insight check to see what they're looking for? Like what they're paying attention mostly to?
Yeah. DC's a 10.
23.
Yeah, it seems like they're just looking to see if anybody is in the area. They're just kind of like a security patrol. That's what you get the feeling of, that
And
this is like a nightly thing. They're kind of like a
so if these
forward
two were to
observer.
go, so if these two were to go missing, it would probably be noticed.
Absolutely.
Are they getting close to where the group is currently camping? Like, which direction are they currently headed?
No, it doesn't seem like they know that you guys are there with that insight roll. You get the feeling that Thrandil putting the fire down low and kind of camouflaging the camp has helped. secure you
Then
guys.
Winter is going to suppress a growl, because of just how close they are to, and then she's gonna sneak back to camp. That way the scouts don't see her. And then when she gets back to camp, she'll drop the invisibility, and if Thrandil's around, she'll make sure that he is aware that there are goblin patrols nearby, so that way, if they do get closer, they have more of a warning time.
Okay, go ahead and make another stealth check with advantage on your way back. DC is a 19.
22.
Okay, you're able to make it back without getting caught.
Yay.
And you tell Thrandil that there are goblin patrols around.
Hearing that, I'm gonna kind of climb up into a tree and just stealth.
Yeah, go ahead and make a stealth roll. DC is a 10 this time.
That's well, okay, that's good.
Yeah.
I rolled a dirty 16.
Yeah, they only had one good perception roll. Yeah, so that patrol just makes its way by. You guys are able, first watch, to avoid being caught. You don't know if there's more patrols than that or how often they make their rounds through here, but you guys have successfully evaded those goblin scouts, and it's time to wake up the next watch.
Nice.
Which is Mordella and Timber.
Okay, I'm gonna head over and wake them up and easily rouse them from their sleep, and I'm gonna let them know there was patrols walking nearby. I'd keep your heads down low tonight.
Mordella nods, but doesn't say anything.
As Winter gets ready for bed, she passes by Mordella and in slightly a hushed whisper, not loud enough that it would wake anyone else, but also anyone who's awake and listening would hear, and goes, "If that fairy does anything weird that you don't like, let me know. I have a new dagger." And then just goes to sleep.
Fuck.
Oh, Mordella nods grimly.
All right. So Thrandil enters his trance. Mordella lays down to go to bed. We now have Mordella and Timber on watch. Mordella, what are you doing to stay awake during your watch?
I want to ask you if this is a possibility during this time. Can she attune to the Heartstone?
Yeah, it's only 30 minutes.
Yeah, well, that's what she'd like to do then. She's going to spend the first part of her watch attuning to the Heartstone, and then after that she'll strike up a conversation with Timber.
Timber, are you doing anything special on your watch, or are you just going to sit there enamored by the witch?
Yeah, no, the kind of the game mechanic I'm accomplishing is the 2 new spells I learned with the level up. Right, I'm just I kind of walk around and I find a cool a big maple leaf type leaf, and I was like, so I think I figured if I use the right materials and I say I think I could teleport myself about 30 feet or so if I had to. So I start writing down the formula for a spell, and then I get a little needle and thread, and I start stitching this leaf into my spell book of leaves. I get another one, and I kind of start doing the same thing. It's like, yeah, I think I could almost petrify somebody in place if I just, this right movement. And you see him kind of just writing another spell. This one's not a maple leaf. This is more of like a fig leaf type thing. He's kind of writing the spell, and then he starts stitching that one into the spell book as well.
In your head, you hear a voice go, "Ah, wonderful. Those look perfect."
Thank you. And I kind of looks around. Thank you. I'm quite proud of these. I can't wait to give them a shot to see how they work.
Okay, and you guys can have your conversation. I'll need perception rolls from the both of you.
Alrighty then. Mordella's perception roll. Let me just see if she's proficient. No, 13.
17 for Timber.
Yeah, you guys don't notice anything out of the ordinary. You're on the lookout for the goblin patrols like you were warned, but doesn't seem to be anything in the area if you guys wanted to have your conversations. Or if
So
you
yeah,
want to just say that,
Mordella.
okay, yeah, I didn't know if you were going to just
Oh, yeah, no, I
imply
actually have a
conversations or
little-
have them.
Oh, I actually have a little something here.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, yeah, Mordella asks Timber and says, "So, I showed you some of my magic. I see you've learned some new things. Why don't you show me some of your magic?"
I mean, of course. Is there anything in particular you would like to see?
I saw you writing a lot of things down. Why are you writing all those things?
It is my type of magic is a lot of studying and so hard that the way I have to do magic, it is so complicated that it's very difficult to keep it in my head memorized. So I have to write it down so that I can come back later and refer to it. It's magic is not a natural thing for me, and I have to continuously study and look at my written notes on how to do this, or else I lose the ability.
Interesting. So, you think that if you were to not study your magic, it wouldn't come to you? That you would lose the ability?
It's possible. I think I would know, my smaller spells, I think I would be able to keep them relatively memorized. But no, my more complicated spells, they are it takes a lot of study for me to keep them straight in my head. The very complicated the runes I use to write the spells, they actually shift a little bit from time to time, based upon various aspects of the universe. So if I don't look at them very often, I do lose them to a certain extent.
Fascinating. I don't think I put half as much thought into it as you do.
Then I wish we were able to trade places, and that I had half the natural ability that you possess with your magic, so that I did not have to work quite as hard.
I didn't say there weren't consequences.
And I did not mean to imply that there was not. I do apologize if that's how I came across. It was not my intention. I just I was ruining the ability that many fairies magic is a natural thing, and for whatever reason that skipped me. So I will admit that I'm always a little bit jealous of people that have the natural ability. So if my jealousy came across as bitterness or spite, I do sincerely apologize. That was not my intention.
She's gonna nudge Timber with her elbow and laugh and say I was joking around. You're so uptight for a fae.
Well, yeah, I have been told. I have been told that indeed, and it is one of the many reasons that I left home. I tend to be a bit odd for a fae, which is, I guess, makes me normal for every other creature. But it's I did not fit in well at home. I left as soon as I could, and yes, I am quite different.
Well, thank you for being kind to me, Timber.
I've always found that kindness is the best way to avoid fights and avoid the rather nasty parts of life that tend to come up and bite you if you are rude. So why if I can attract them with honey, why would I try to attract them? I did not fully think out this analogy when I started saying it, but there was definitely something here that would have been very profound.
Are you then trying to attract me, Timber? Is that what you're telling me? Mordella says with a sly little grin in the corner of her lips.
My lady, the heart wants what the heart wants, and if the heart wants me, then I cannot stop it. It is as most things in this world, destined to be if that is the case. But I also do not want to force any decisions upon anybody that would be adverse to such as me. I do know that as a fae, I am not to everybody's taste, and that is okay. But yes, we as I said, sometimes the heart just wants what the heart just wants. Sometimes the heart wants timber. So
Mordella laughs again and says, "Oh, Timber, you're cracking me up right now. You're a great guy. But man, you really need to loosen up a bit."
yeah, you are probably correct, but this is who I am and who I like to be. So I do appreciate the compliments anyway. I will take them to heart, and we will. I think you and I will be fast friends to some extent.
You know what, Timber? I wasn't so sure at first, but I think we're gonna be friends too. Just so long as you can be friends with Winter. She kind of
Yeah,
looks over at Winter, and looks back at Timber and says, "That is the nicest person I've ever met right there."
Yes. I will admit that I overreacted when she threw the zone of truth on me yesterday. It was that is something that would have been a faux pas back in my world. However, putting my standards on everybody else is not good. So I will apologize to her for the things I said that may have come after that. It was not my intention to. I think Winter will be fine. I think we just need to get off on a new foot.
I think Winter will be fine too, and I'll say this, Timber. Maybe actions could speak louder than words, if you get what I'm saying.
I think I'm picking up what you're putting down, but we'll 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 yeah yeah we'll talk. I will talk to Winter on the morrow, and we will see if we can put this unpleasantness behind us.
Frankie, how much time has passed?
It's quite a bit. You guys are having this conversation. I didn't want to interrupt you guys. You guys were. It's funny watching Timber
It's
be
definitely
awkward.
funny watching Timber squirm a little bit.
It is. So I did have one thing prepared for this. So this is for Thrandil. Thrandil, as you enter your trance, you've been a little restless the past couple nights, having seen Blackthorn again and awaking things. But as you enter your trance, you are transported in your mindscape to the Brimha Dunes. And you're standing shoulder to shoulder with Blackthorn. As you guys look at this encampment of these scavengers that you guys have been stalking for days, your commander, Nico Margraves, told you that these scavengers had ransacked a nearby village, killed everybody there, and needed to be destroyed. Blackthorn's beside you, his newly acquired black blade in his hand, a glassy look in his eyes as he is laser focused on this encampment. You're not so sure. They don't seem like much of a threat, but you've never been one to question orders before.
Mm-hmm.
And under the moonlight, Blackthorn, without a second thought, begins running down at these encamped scavengers and starts killing them and fighting them.
Is he alone?
You are still standing on top of the dunes, but you
Just the
watch
two
your
of us?
friend, and you know that your mission was to hunt down these scavengers.
Just the two of us, though?
Yep, just the two of you. You guys were sent out.
Yeah, I'm gonna kind of raise an eyebrow, seeing him rush down on his own. Just, is he trying to like stealth, or is he just going into it like a rage?
As soon as that blade hit his hand, he had bloodlust in his eyes. You've noticed that since he acquired that blade a couple weeks ago, it was a gift from Commander Margraves himself, but he's just seemed more and more off since he's gotten this blade. Your friend, who you've known since you were children, has just been getting more and more cold as the days went on, and you're not sure if it's this war dragging out and getting to him. Something is off.
Okay. I'm gonna try to like slide down the hill and try to like cover his back, because I know I should. And I'm gonna try to like trail after him with a little bit of distance, just keeping an eye on the windows. The sound of arrow fire in the background. Boom, 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 boom. I'm just gonna keep my head down.
Yeah,
kind of move along the ground.
And he is moving with a whirling calm as he is slicing into these scavengers, and they're not too many of them are fighting back. Some of them are, but then you hear it: the screams of children, the wails of women, and none of it is affecting Blackthorn as he begins slicing down these people with reckless abandon.
I'm gonna trail in behind him and I'm gonna kind of like walk through the mayhem and just kind of like look around stunned, just like, what's going on?
These aren't scavengers. These are nomads displaced by the war. You realize as the carnage is going on around you, fires alight, that
I'm gonna try to catch up to him
as you were told. By the time you make it down there, some of the nomads have run off across the dunes, abandoning everything that they have left. Some mothers are wailing on the ground, holding children, and nothing about this seems right. And as you turn to face Blackthorn, the scene shifts, and you're standing in front of a council of generals, reporting what Blackthorn has done and turning him and Margraves in. And you're presenting evidence.
He killed them in cold blood. There was rage in his eyes. There's nothing I could do. He's out of his mind.
You're met with stoic stares, and we wake up in the morning. The night is ended, the clouds have cleared, and you guys have made it through the night.
Dun, dun, dun. All right, long rest.
Everybody can take the benefits of a long rest. You manage to avoid 3 goblin patrols in the night due to some crafty camouflaging by Thrandil.
Oh man, what a nice sleep. No dreams at all. How about everybody else?
No, I slept fine.
Slept great.
Wonderful, like the grave.
The grave?
Well, you know, undisturbed.
Oh, yeah. No. It's the least I could do to make up for the whole owlbear thing.
Yeah, you guys, anything anybody wants to accomplish? Their once per day things or anything like that before you pack up
Yeah,
camp?
Mordella wants to call. Typically she has a snake with her, but today nobody sees the snake, and she calls a crow to her, basically casting Find Familiar.
Yep.
Just gonna switch up the animal a little bit.
That is absolutely fine.
Yeah, I got to do my. I got to take an hour and some change to do my morning stuff. So, but before I start, I'm gonna yell at Timber. Actually, um, hey, if you want to take some notes, I don't know what all you can notate off of this, but I got an hour and 5 minutes if you have it to do some magical junk.
Now you're speaking my language. And he walks over and sits down at a stump and takes out his this big old pack of leaves and starts. Yeah, please, let's see what you can do.
All right. First things first, I'm gonna call Ildain over. I gotta set her up for the day.
I walk over.
Are we doing sword or armor today?
Armor.
All righty, and I'm gonna stop asking at this point.
Yeah, I really like that new AC class.
Ildain, can you do something besides armor? My dice only go so high.
No.
All right, so my eyes are gonna roll. So you only see the whites as I look up, start praying, and then I'm going to reach out with my smith's hammer and just lightly tap her armor. And it is now +1 for the rest until we have another long rest. And then I'm going to start working on my channel divinity. I'm gonna take a gold piece out of my pack and start. How am I
Didn't
gonna
you
work
use
this?
all your gold pieces?
I used 10.
Okay.
I think I have.
Last time when we divided up treasure, I believe we did give the extras to
Oh, yeah, you did. Okay, I was just trying to
Vraak.
remember because
Thought
last
so.
time you had to sacrifice your mace to be able to afford.
Yeah. So this time I'm just gonna use a gold piece and I'm gonna make a tiny little statuette of maybe the height of a gold piece. There's not going to be much detail on it. It's just a rough outline of what I imagine Izmir's face to look like in my head. And I'm just going to drop it in my. I'm going to let Timber inspect it if he needs to do anything with it, I guess.
No, he does. He was able to kind of watch the process. He sensed the magic flow, and I think he has all the information he needs.
I wanted to do this while he was right there. Can I roll an insight check to make sure nothing's like wonky about the way he's doing this? Because he's taking notes on everybody who's doing magic, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just want to roll an insight check while I'm working to make sure nothing insidious is going on. I've never had people come in and out of the forge all the time while you're working, especially when you're half orc, because they're weirded out or amazed or fascinated or disgusted or whatever. But no one pays this much attention when Vraak is working. So I just want to roll an insight check on it.
Yeah.
Let me pull up my character sheet. 6 to 14.
Max, you can choose to roll against it or just give him the
I'll,
insight.
I'll just this is 100% the truth. Timber is just a super duper nerd when it comes to magic. He absolutely academic, like it is, like he's Order of Scribes, like this is just his jam. He loves the magic and he's all about learning different things about it. So yeah, it's anytime he's showing like interest in magic, it actually is a genuine thing. So
Yeah, I'm gonna drop it in my pack, and if you could see like the inside of the bag of holding, it drops next to about let's say 7 or 8 more of those little statuettes.
quite interesting.
That's all I need to do before we get started.
Okay, Winter, do you have anything you want to do in the morning, or are you ready to take off?
If nothing else, Winter would probably make sure her lyre is tuned, but other than that, no, Winter doesn't really have anything to do in the morning, so she's just sitting around and watching what's going on.
Okay. Once the camp is all packed up, the fires, you guys kick some dirt on top of it. Thrandil, go ahead and roll a survival check to try and re-pick up the tracks of the goblins after the storm.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and roll with advantage because my my ranger ability there.
Yep. Favored enemy.
Yeah. So that'd be a 19 plus 2.
Yeah, you pick it back up. And you pick up that there was more than one patrol last night. That the second and third ones you guys didn't actually encounter or perceive, but there were more, and so you are going to cautiously start to track now that you're seeing more and more signs that you've gotten close, but you easily identify it. They're pretty clumsy creatures, and they weren't doing much to cover up their patrol.
Nice. And with my ability too, I can while stalking them, I can see exactly how many they are, where they're going.
Each patrol was a
favorite?
patrol of 2.
Okay.
They were together, and they seem to pretty much have been following the same path, one trek down and then one set of tracks back up.
Got you. I'm gonna relay that information to the party. They're pretty much following the same trail, so pretty easy to track. Say we can get the jump on them if we ever come across another patrol.
Yeah.
Do we know, were you able to tell how far ahead of us they are? Or how long it might be till we run into them?
Yeah, for sure. DM?
Yeah, it looks like the last patrol probably started heading north 3 hours. 3 hours ago, so the last 3 hours of your guys' rest was when the last patrol made its way through here.
Yeah, about 3 hours passed.
Okay.
Yeah, and you guys set off back following the tracks, I assume.
Yep.
And
Yeah, for sure.
Move at full speed, even through rough terrain.
yeah, you do. And let me. You guys do not encounter any of the patrols on your way back or on your way north. But about 4 hours into your trip, you start to see the edges of the woods surrounding the swamp. The trees are getting thicker and thicker, and it looks dark and foreboding ahead of you guys, but the clouds have cleared, and you're about midday when you are finally on the outskirts of the swamp. And as you guys are making your way forward, following the tracks, if you guys pull up map 1, this is your first signs of the temple. In table-specific maps, map 1, you guys come to an area where the tracks turn from footprints into the mud to muddy footprints on some tile ground. You guys see some broken statues. Anybody who wants to make a check on the statues to see if they can kind of recognize maybe who it is, it would be a religion roll. If not, you guys would just make your way past there.
Ildain
like
got a
to
12,
check those
but
out.
that's,
Yeah, you don't recognize who these statues
yeah, I
are.
don't think so.
And they don't look
19 on the die for a
Okay.
22.
They don't look like they've crumbled through time. It looks like these were destroyed purposefully. And on that statue at the top right, you guys notice an emblem on the chest that looks eerily, or I guess this would be Vraak, looks eerily the same as the emblem worn around Timber's neck of a black obsidian quill in an ink pot. Vraak, you're not familiar with the symbol, but you do recognize that it matches the emblem that Timber is wearing.
Okay.
And also perception rolls from anybody who wants to make them. But then I'll let you address the emblem if you want to say anything.
17 for Mordella.
18 for
Perception. I fell on the ground. Nope.
Ildain got an
I got a
11.
12. I got a 12. I was too busy focusing on the symbol.
Anybody who got
24.
Anybody who got 15 or higher, you can hear goblin voices of goblins up ahead.
I say we're getting close. I can hear them. Would I be able to tell that?
Take cover, and Mordella's gonna duck behind a tree.
It's
Yeah,
a good
boom.
plan.
So
You
on
don't
that
see
note,
any. They sound like they're a little ways forward. It's probably another 200, 300 feet. But you guys are here, and this is where you begin to hear the voices and chatter of goblin. Anybody who can speak goblin and got an 18 or higher.
I can speak goblin, but I did not get an 18 or higher. So
I cannot.
Okay. So you can't make out quite what they're saying, but you recognize the dialect. And Vraak, I didn't know if you wanted to address the emblem or not. Are you going to keep it to yourself or?
Oh no, that's personal information.
Okay, so are you guys going to try and stealth forward? Or are you going to go running in? Or
so Timber kind of gathers. It's, ladies and gentlemen, I have at least the beginnings of a possible idea. As you've seen, I am not necessarily the most useful in combat. I do not enjoy killing. I do not enjoy being killed, which has actually happened once. And what I do have is I have a spell that will allow me to appear like a goblin. And I also I am fluent in goblin, and I feel like because we are here for a specific reason, that perhaps I go into the camp a separate way, and maybe I don't know exactly what we're trying to grab, but we should be able to grab it. And maybe if the rest of the party was able to distract the camp, I could sneak in goblin form and get away with what we need without much of a battle at all.
you guys were here to investigate the source of the goblins' attacks. They seem to be increased in training. They want to know maybe why you guys were tasked to get to the bottom of the goblin attacks. The mirror is your own personal side quest.
All right, so belay that. But I could go in and perhaps get some of the information that we need without actually going into battle against these creatures.
Well, I work much better from a distance, so I like your plan. I think I'm going to split ways as well. I'm gonna head up in there to the tree lines there, and I'll cover you down below. Just if you need me to take a shot, just give me some sort of sign or marker, and I'll try to hit your target. But I think I'd work best from the hillside.
Yeah, I'll be honest. My sign, I am able to speak directly into your head, and you can speak back to me. So, the symbol may be as simple as, "Hey, this creepy fucker in front of me, please shoot him." But I'll try not to be too coy about it.
Oh, I like it. You just let me know, and I'll send an arrow straight into his fucking head.
Awesome.
Just like the good old days.
Winter steps up kind of towards Timber and goes, if you are worried about dying, since you have experienced that before, I am more than capable of accompanying you hidden just in case you find yourself in desperate need of healing with your aversions to fight.
How can you stay hidden in the middle of a brightly lit camp?
Winter casts invisibility on herself without telling anybody what's about to happen and just vanishes from view.
Yes, a neat trick. It could be useful. Yes.
Are you still here?
Yes.
Okay.
I love the pause to make you guys want. Okay, so splitting the party, is that the plan?
I
Strategic
guess
advancement.
what
I'm here
what
for
do
it.
the rest of us do? I'm not a long range person.
Yeah, I'm a very short range person. I don't mind being a distraction.
All right, do we want to get any guidance spells on our infiltrators? Maybe some bardic inspirations before we make our way in?
Has
I am
my
definitely casting mage armor on myself.
bardic ran off since the other night?
Yeah. Is mage armor or concentration, or is it just happen? Can't remember.
Nope, it's actually an 8-hour spell.
There you go.
I do give bardic inspiration to Thrandil because if you're going to be up in a tree shooting guys, I'd rather you didn't miss and hit Winter. So bardic inspiration.
I never miss.
Except when he does. Mordella, what's your
Except
plan?
for when I do very badly.
Jeez, man. Somebody needs to stay back with Thrandil, right? I mean, can't be by himself all the way.
Yeah,
Mordella
like a
will stay
spotter.
back with Thrandil.
I need to pull out a piece of paper now.
Before we head up, I'm gonna get you dressed up in a ghillie, and we'll run as a spotter and sniper team.
All right, so we have Thrandil and Mordella at distance. We have Timber and Winter on infiltration.
Vraak, Ildain, and Sir Dennigan as distraction.
And
Unless Sir Dennigan is still having it
so
That's
in
real
the
issues.
night, Gretz has formed a little battlefield stretcher as Dennigan is laid out, obviously exaggerating the stomach bug that he has, and Gretz is pulling him
Yeah.
Along.
The rabbit gave him the shits.
So we have Ildain.
In the,
and
in the
Vraak.
very near future, I think Sir Dennigan's going to get pranks during the night.
Distractions.
Ildain, before I start casting spells, what do you want the nature of our distraction to be? Because these murderous little bastards need to die at some point, right?
I'm fine with that. So I'd
Alrighty.
probably want to be close enough that if Timber and Winter get into trouble, we can get there relatively soon, but enough that we can lead them away if that's the way we need to do this.
Okay. Because neither
We
one
could
of us
just go knock
are
on
good
the
at
front
stealth.
door. Yeah, no, I have disadvantage. You know that.
So do I. Okay, let's go knock on the front door.
All right.
Before we do that, I'm going to cast Warding Bonds. Let me go. Oh,
Now you guys aren't gonna do that before your wizard makes his infiltration attempt, are you?
You can message all of us or just one person.
It's just one, but it's also an unlimited cantrip, so I can do like.
Okay. And can you just message us if you're in trouble?
Yep.
Nice.
oh sweet. I can still cast. I'm going to hold off on casting anything. I think we'll just sit and wait.
Yeah. I'm gonna pull up my hood on my cloak of Elvenkind and turn to Mordella. Are you ready to get suited up?
Yeah, she says, and pulls up a hood of her own, although it's not a magical cloak, so.
Trees and mud then. Trees and mud. I'm gonna like grab 2 handfuls of like muck off the ground.
I will say, Thrandil and Mordella, I am gonna have stealth checks, so if there's a certain spell somebody wanted to, I don't know, it's just.
Alright, yeah, let me throw up a pass without trace on Thrandil and myself.
Okay,
Nice.
you two will make a stealth check for me.
Cool. What's the
Plus 10, Thrandil.
okay.
I got a 25 total.
What? 15 plus 18?
15.
32? 33?
33.
33. Wow.
33.
So a 25 and a
guys-
33.
You guys are Batman,
Plus-
man. You guys are the knight. And it
Plus
ain't even
18.
night. You
I'm
guys.
Darkwing Duck, bro.
Yeah, man. Let's get dangerous. You guys climb up in the trees and
Yeah.
you keep your distance. And from this vantage point, you guys are able to see that there is an old decrepit temple here. And
All right.
table specific maps. That would be the complete temple map. You guys see on the outside that there are 2 goblins standing beside a fire and a downed tree. And there is a cage there. And you're not quite sure what's in the cage, but something is laying down in that cage. And you guys see 2 braziers alight on the outside of the temple. And you guys are kind of down here at the bottom right in these trees. You guys see that? Okay, team infiltration. We have, you're going to disguise self, or what spell are you using?
Alter self.
Alter self, okay. So you now appear as a goblin, and Winter, I need you to make a stealth check with advantage, as you are invisible. You will not get the benefits of Pass Without Trace because you are outside of the range.
Fine, then I only get a 22.
Does not affect you. Okay. Ildain and Vraak, you guys are going to stay back and wait for the signal. Okay, Timber, you approach and you see these 2 goblins there outside around this cage.
Timber just switches into fluent goblin that he studied 4 years at the college. Hey, I move aside so I can Get through.
Who are you? I don't recognize you.
It's like I don't recognize you either, turd face. Move. I just had to go take a shit. I need to get back in.
He starts poking at you with this staff that's got this skull on the end of it. What's your name?
What's your name?
Make an intimidation check.
Oh, this is gonna go great. All right. Ooh. Okay. So I rolled a 1, which gets me a total of 0.
1 second.
The perfect miss.
Does a 19 hit?
A 19 does hit.
Okay, you take 3 points of bludgeoning damage as he smacks you on top of the head with this staff. And he says to you, "Name or I'll kill you where you stand."
You fucker. My name is Dexy. Sometimes called Sexy Dexy. In certain places, and it's just God, that fucking hurt. Stop hitting me.
In the cage, you hear a small giggle, and you kind of, Winter, you notice inside that there is a little fairy trapped in that cage. As she giggles at hearing the Sexy Dexy name. And I don't know you. What's your business here?
My business is my business. What is your business here?
Make a persuasion roll.
Yep. All right. Well, I'm very good at charisma, we just saw. So let's see. That's better. 14?
We meet with bosses. Why you leave camp?
I leave camp because I had to take a shit. I had some bad rabbit. The shit was coming. It was coming out both ends. I didn't want to. It was. I had to go get some privacy. It was violent.
Impressive.
It was the. I think I killed a tree. Back there.
Well, return to camp. You have no business here. Bosses meet with chiefs.
So, sounds good. And I start moving forward, I guess, hoping that's the way towards camp.
Yeah, he's gone back to the fire, and
Okay.
if you're looking at the map, we're gonna say that you're crossing. You picked the right direction, so you're gonna be crossing in front of that doorway with the braziers between the doorway and the rock. And
Okay.
when you look in, I'm gonna make you make a Constitution saving throw for me, real quick.
Okay. Uh, 14 again.
You successfully keep from shitting yourself in fear as you see a circle of goblins around a giant brazier in this temple with an orc. There is an orc south of the mountains, this far south of the mountains, meeting with these goblins.
Okay. I immediately message this to Ildain. And I am kind of so freaked out that in my message I start doing it in Goblin before I actually switch over to Common. But it's like Ildain, they have an orc. Be very careful if you decide to make a distraction, because you're not just going to have goblins running out there.
And I can message back, right?
Yeah,
Just one orc?
that is what he
So
sees
far.
in there. Yep.
What are they doing?
I've been here 30 seconds. I don't know.
Oh, you're an awful, awful soldier.
So that is that room would be map 3 that you got your peek into on the table specific maps. And you hear
I'm gonna relay this to Vraak. That he sees an orc. Only one so far.
and
One
Winter,
is 3 too many.
Winter, you hear a chanting that's almost musical from these goblins that are surrounding this brazier. And it's kind of catchy. You don't understand the language because I don't think you speak Goblin, but they seem to be performing a ritual that
Okay.
this orc is overseeing.
Okay. Can Winter also, while still invisible, investigate the cage?
Yeah, you see a little
She has almost immediately gotten sidetracked by the damsel in distress.
Yeah, you see a little female fairy. She's got insectoid wings. She's wearing a dress made of leaves. And she seems kind of battered and beaten up. But she's alive. Maybe a little dehydrated and emaciated.
Is the security on this cage?
You see that it has a padlock on it.
Okay. Can I do sleight of hand to pick the lock?
Do you have thieves' tools?
I have a dagger and a stick, which I think should get me the same thing. Yeah, no.
I will allow you to try this. The DC is going to be astronomical. And yeah, it's not going to be easy. If you think with a dagger and a stick, you're going to pick this lock. But you can certainly try.
Okay, well, then I have a DM question because the spell invisibility that I cast says it ends if the creature who's invisible attacks or casts a spell.
As written.
Okay, that's just what I was wondering. And so this astronomical DC, could you give me like approximation to see whether or not it's worth it?
I am going to set the DC using a dagger and a stick to unlock a simple padlock with no proficiency in sleight of hand at 32.
Fine. I will take the lock with a dagger and a stick. I will go back to Timber and I will bend down really, really far because I forgot how short Timber is and whisper in his ear, "There's a fairy in a cage."
Oh, fuck, I forgot you were there.
Also, they're performing a ritual.
You are the loudest invisible person ever.
Yeah. And so that's your current situation. Mordella and Thrandil, you are watching as these goblins confronted, smacked, and eventually just let Timber pass by. You guys do see the fairy as well inside of the cage outside.
Got you.
You have no idea that there's an orc in there because you were not present. You guys are just watching and waiting for Timber and them to make a signal of some sort. Or
so on this temple on the map here, I see there's like destroyed parts of the wall.
Mhm.
Can I see anything through that?
Actually, From where I placed you, yeah. Your angle. I think that you would actually be able to see the orc and the goblins and the circle through there. I forgot about the hole in the wall there.
You're good. I also have 90 feet of dark vision too, so I don't know if it
It's
helps.
midday.
Got you. And yeah, unless they're under full cover too, I don't have any disadvantages on a shot, so I feel
Yeah.
pretty comfortable in my position. So
Yep. You have not
Can I
received the
do
signal yet?
either a perception or investigation into? I'm sorry, Nick. If you were saying something, I think I stepped on you. I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
Can I do either a perception investigation to see if there is a mirror or if there's some focal point of this ceremony?
Yeah, go ahead and make a investigation check.
Perfect. That is a 17.
17. You don't see a mirror, but floating above this fire, you see a dark gemstone. It's about the size of an adult human male's hand. Elongated. It's longer than it is wide. Multifaceted, but cut neatly. Actually, you go ahead and make an Arcana check when you see that as a Order of Scribes wizard.
All right, that's a.
I'll give you advantage because you're Order of Scribes.
I got a nat 20, so
Okay.
it's 27 total.
Yeah, you immediately recognize that as a soul gem. It is a dark and evil piece of magic used to capture the souls of people as they die.
Okay. All right. Well, I pass that along to. Yeah, we've already got the line open, so I'll pass that along to Ildain. And let me look at this map one more time. And then I'm just going to see if they seem pretty preoccupied with the ritual they're doing. I'm just going to try to kind of skirt around the edge and see if I can get into the other rooms and just look around.
Are you going to enter?
Oh, was I not already in the building?
No, you were passing in front of the door between that big rock and
Okay,
the,
yeah,
and the
then
door.
I'm entering.
Okay, you're going to enter. Immediately as you cross the threshold, Timber, your emblem, your necklace, begins to vibrate. And you've never experienced this before, but it's vibrating slightly on your chest.
My quill, my obsidian quill. Okay. Weird. Okay.
Winter, are you entering with him?
Can I do like a check to because obviously I heard Timber go weird. So can I do like to see like what I might have focused on or latched on to like being weird, because Winter's big worry here is if there's this weird like anti-magic, her invisibility is going to drop, so she's kind of like trying to gauge the situation first.
You can make an insight check.
Yay. Insight 19.
How obvious is Timber being about what weirded him out?
Not super. Hang on, let me do a quick. Well, yeah. She would notice.
Do you kind of reach up for it?
Yeah, just like, oh, it's strange.
So he seems to be like grabbing at the emblem on his chest. So you think weird was something about his necklace. And as you guys step in, I need you both to make stealth rolls to not be noticed by the orc, because the orc.
Do I get advantage?
Yeah, you get advantage because you're invisible, but the orc doesn't seem to be taking part in the ritual. He's just kind of overseeing.
That was a 10 for Timber.
22.
Okay. Well, Winter, you kind of make it into the doorway and skirt off to the right behind those pillars. But Timber, you're immediately noticed by this orc who turns and looks at you and in Orcish says something. I don't know if you speak it.
I do not.
You don't understand him, but he sounds angry.
Is this not the latrine? What is going on? Like in Goblin, like is this not where? It's like I've got the shits. I'm just trying to find a good spot to shit. Is this not the shitting spot?
Make a persuasion roll at disadvantage.
It's fair. Oh, 4. Yeah, 4.
Yeah. You instantly get the sense that your plan has failed, as I need everybody to roll initiative. And this orc begins charging at you with his axe held high.
Yeah, so like I start messaging Thrandil. This is it. This is the time.
You guys tried. You tried.
Mordella, looks like it's our time to shine.
I guess so.
I want to make it very clear that Winter was successful in her part.
Yeah, no. Right now, technically the only person in the initiative order is Timber, but I do need everybody to roll it.
Before initiative, can I take the snipe?
I'm going to say since you had to wait on the message now.
Okay.
Did you message everyone? Okay. So we're just sitting out here. Okay, cool. Cool.
I knew my luck had to run out. That's a 7 on the initiative.
Okay, so Thrandil, 7. Anybody 20 or higher?
Ildain got 21.
Oh, this is perfect. I got a 19.
But we don't know.
Okay, 18 through 15.
Oh,
Winter got a 15.
Okay, 14 through 10.
and Mordella's at 14.
14 for Timber as well.
Copycat.
This is the second time that's happened.
It is.
Okay, now I am just going to roll in groups of 3 for these guys.
While you're rolling that, I wanted to ask Mordella, do you have any spells you can enchant my arrows with?
She like looks at the arrows and looks back at Thrandil and is a little bit surprised because that's what she thought rangers did, and she just goes no, but she pulls out a crossbow and says, but we'll shoot non-magical projectiles together.
Oh, that'll work. Good loss. And I'm gonna hand you. I don't know if it'll be. You said you have a crossbow.
Yeah, she's got a crossbow.
I have a lightning arrow. I don't know if you can fire it.
Nope, cannot.
Gotcha.
Those are for bows only. It's got to be a bolt for a crossbow.
Gotcha.
All right, so our initiative order is Ildain with a 21, but you do not know what's going on, but I will allow you guys to move closer on your turn. Then we have Vraak with a 19. Then we have Winter with a 15. Then we have Timber with a 14. Mordella with a 14. I'm going to do it in that order since Timber was the one that was discovered. Then we have Thrandil with a set. Oh no, we have Orc number 2 with a 13.
Orc number who?
Yeah. And then our first set of 3 goblins with an 11. second set of 3 goblins with an 8. Our third set of 3 goblins with a 7. And somehow the orc that was going to attack Timber rolled a natural 1. Oh, Ildain and Vraak. I'm going to say that you guys go ahead and you've moved in closer on your first turn here. I think that's what you guys would want to do.
Yeah, probably just because we haven't heard from him for a little bit, and then he said something about some magical rock, and so we moved forward at least enough to be like the next round we'd be in it kind of thing, at least from that front
and in
goblin
front of
section.
In front of you guys, I'm going to put you down by the trees there, near Mordella and Thrandil. You guys can see the 2 goblins outside there with the fairy in the cage. And Winter, you are invisible behind the pillar. You are 5, 10, 15 feet away from the orc, who you see is about to charge at your wizard friend. And it is your turn.
15 feet, you
Yep,
say, from the orc?
Yep,
Okay.
I put you behind that
Then-
first pillar to the right of the door.
Okay.
If you look at
Then-
the specific maps.
I would like to, I would like to kind of get next to the path the orc is going to have to take to get to Timber. So that way, if nothing else, to get an opportunity attack as they go by. And then I'm not going to drop my invisibility, so I'm not going to do any attacks or anything right now. But I am going to take out my lute and just play music that's coming out of like nowhere, just to be like random and disorienting, just so, who knows, maybe you'll decide that earn some disadvantage on some attack rolls or something like that.
I think that's creative enough that I'll allow it.
You are the best. That is Winter's turn.
All right, Timber. You have the feeling in your gut as the first orc you have ever seen in real life has seen through your disguise and is about to charge at you.
But he is not within melee range yet, correct?
No, he is 5, 10, 15 feet away from you as well.
Okay. Can I get him to please make a wisdom saving throw, DC 16?
Yes, you can. Let me pull up. He has a +0 to this. And I rolled a 2, so he failed.
All right. So that was hold person, which I believe orcs are humanoid, but please correct me if I'm wrong.
Nope. He is absolutely
right.
held.
Yep.
So he locks in place.
Now that is a concentration spell, I believe.
So your
So
disguise
I
will
am
drop.
once
Indeed
again
it
a
is.
fairy. So I am that makes me drop alter self. I am absolutely a fairy. Yeah, and it does get to try to make the wisdom saving throw at the end of each of his turns. Okay, so I will slowly, actually not quite that slowly, I will back out of the room. And
Your full movement?
once I'm out of the room, just kind of scream to get everybody's attention, make sure things are not great. Please come help.
Okay, and that definitely raises the hackles of the 2 goblins outside as they look
I forgot
over and
about that.
see this fairy. Where did this fucking fairy come from? And yeah, they're ready to fight now too. Mordella, you see what went in as a goblin is now a fairy backing out and screaming. And
Mordella hears Timber's piercing scream, and she starts looking around for the first goblin she can see. Are there any outside that she can see?
oh yeah, there's 2 by the fire by the cage with the fairy. There is what looks like a goblin shaman, and then just a regular goblin.
Okay, are they within 80 feet?
Let's see. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. It's 30 feet to the first one. 45 feet to the
Enough.
second one.
Close enough. She wants to aim down at the shaman
Okay, that one
and
is
fire
35
off
feet.
a bolt. That is going to be a 23 to hit.
It definitely hits.
It is going to be. Let me double check. It's either going to be 6 or 7 piercing damage. I just got to see what her bonus is. It is going to be 7 piercing
Okay.
from the light crossbow bolt. And she'll hold her position up in the trees with Thrandil. And that'll be the end of her turn.
All right. So that is going. Next up is an orc you didn't see, but he hears the commotion, and he is going to use his movement 5, 10, 15, 20 to come out of the side room and a dash. And now he is 10 feet in front of you. So the two orcs are together. If you look at that map now where the first orc was, now he is shoulder to shoulder with another orc, but he doesn't. Well, no, he can see through the hole in the wall timber outside, but there's nothing he can do this turn. As he roars out gutturally. And for those of you who hadn't seen the orcs yet, you hear an orcish roar, which you have never heard in person yet. Now, the 6 goblins that are surrounding this ritual seem like they're distracted by their ritual, but they look like they're starting to chant faster. They're trying to pick up the pace on this ritual. And then we go to our goblin shaman who just got shot. And he now sees you, Mordella. And he is going to cast a firebolt. Oh. Notifying on a hit. Okay. Does a 13 hit?
13 is a miss.
Okay, so he misses with his firebolt. And the goblin standing beside him is going to charge up the 25 feet and make a melee attack against you with his scimitar. And that is a 15 to hit.
15 does just hit.
He does 1d6 plus 2 slashing, so 8 slashing damage. Okay. And then our orc war chief is going to make a wisdom saving throw to try to break his hold person. And he fails. So he is still held. And that is going to bring us to Ildain. So Ildain, you now see about 40 feet from you. Actually, no, now he's probably 15 feet from you. You have a goblin with a scimitar who just attacked Mordella. And about 50 feet away from you is the goblin shaman behind the fire.
Okay. So I'm gonna run towards the goblin that struck Mordella. Excuse me. But as I go, I'm going to manifest my echo so it kind of comes out in front of me. And I'm going to use, just because they're gonna hit them first, I'm gonna save that. And then as I come up behind the echo, I'm going to use my longsword and attack.
Okay, go ahead and roll an attack.
And that's a nat 20.
There you go.
So that's 1d8 plus 9 slashing.
It's gonna die. How do you want to do it?
Okay. I just probably go up and like head to feet hammer strike. And just kind of smush him into the ground. And then kind of like do as a running hit as I like use the rest of my movement to go towards the shaman, kind of like a drive by.
Okay, well, you only have 25 feet of movement as a dwarf, correct?
Yeah, so I was
you
thinking
make-
like I was just gonna go like
you're-
the 5 feet more.
Yeah, you're
like
you're
to go.
now 25 feet away from the goblin shaman on the other side of the fire. Okay.
That's my turn.
Okay, Vraak. You watch as Ildain, like a lightning bolt, flashes forward and just splits this goblin down the center. Much like the first fight, it falls in two pieces, and you have about 50 feet away from you a goblin shaman behind the fire.
Great. Here we go again. I think I'm going to move forward 30 feet towards the shaman.
Okay.
Mad at the fairy. I'm going to cast spiritual weapon. Let's go ahead and do that.
Okay.
Actually, because that's a bonus action, I'm going to dash so I'm right in front of him.
There you are.
Then cast spiritual weapon.
Okay, your spiritual. What does Vrak's spiritual weapon look like?
It is just a gigantic, because it's an imitation of Ysmir's hammer.
Okay.
It's just a giant war hammer, basically.
Yeah. And it is now beside the goblin shaman, and you are in front of him.
All right. When I cast it, I get to make a melee spell attack against the creature.
Yep.
Now that is my D20 plus my strength, or is that going to be my spell casting ability? Never played it, Craig.
I think doesn't it say in the spell?
Hold on, I'm pulling it up. It says melee spell attack.
Yeah, so
That's
it
why
is
I'm
your spell casting modifier.
Okay. Perfect. Plus 6. 24 to hit.
But yeah, absolutely.
1d8. I'll put 1d8. So 1d8 plus 4. 11 damage.
Oh yeah, it is definitely bloodied.
And that's
it
the
looks
end of
like
my
it's hanging
turn.
by a thread. All right,
All
that's
right,
the end of
good enough.
Vraak. Winter, you are back up. You are still invisible, but now in front of you, you see that these goblins in this room, which
Did I not interrupt? Did I get skipped?
did I not write you down, Thrandil?
I had a 7.
Oh my goodness, I didn't. Go ahead and take your turn. I forgot to write you on the list.
It's okay. Yeah, no worries. Okay, I need you to explain because I rolled my dice in advance to wait here. Can you explain the crit rolls again? What all gets doubled?
So what you do is whatever the maximum you could roll on an attack is, you have that, and then you roll on top of that and add your modifier again. So
Okay, does the sharpshooter modifier get doubled?
yes.
Okay. Okay, so I think I mapped this right. So I'm taking my shot at the goblin rushing.
No, that one's
timber.
dead, so the only one left outside is the shaman.
There's only the shaman left?
Yep, outside.
Is the other orc still standing?
Oh, inside? You're gonna take your
Yeah.
shot through the hole in the wall.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought you said the one charging and you meant like the goblin that was
The
charging
one
Mordella.
that Timber asked me to take down.
Okay, yeah, no.
The orc charging.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's actually under a hold person spell, and then there's another orc beside him, so you can take your choice.
I'm just gonna follow through with the order and take the one that was charging our boy.
Okay, that's the war chief.
Yep. Okay, so I rolled that, and then I rolled that again, and then I added sneak attack to the end of that. Okay, so
don't forget to max your sneak attack and then roll on top of your sneak attack.
I get to roll another sneak attack?
All of that gets doubled, buddy.
Okay. Okay, so normal attack is maxed, double sharpshooter damage, plus a max sneak attack, plus my secondary roll, plus my second sneak attack. I hit this orc for 42 damage.
Yeah. It is bloodied.
And then I'm going to go ahead, seeing he didn't die, take my ambush attack and shoot him with a second arrow for 1d8 damage.
Okay.
And I'm going to put sharpshooter on top of that as well.
Go ahead.
And that sucks. That is only a 10.
Okay. It is still up.
Does the hold person affect that?
No, it's not affected by the hold. Nope.
Okay.
It would have given you... No, it's advantage on melee, not range, right? I'm pretty sure that's correct. All
Not
right.
sure.
So now we will go back up to Winter, and I'm sorry about that, Thrandil. I won't skip you again, buddy.
You're good.
Winter. So, yeah, you see one very hurt, very paralyzed orc standing next to a very healthy, untouched orc. And you notice as these 6 goblins around this brazier have started to chant faster. But you are invisible still.
In your head, you are hopefully remembering the conversation that Ildain had with you earlier about not being melee.
Sorry to interrupt again. The attack roll would have had advantage against the paralyzed target.
Yeah, I was just reading that again.
Oh,
Every
yeah.
melee attack becomes a critical hit, but all attack rolls have advantage.
Oh, okay. If you want to re-roll that second one.
I miss again. Okay, carry on.
But you are up, Winter. If you need a mental picture, this is map 3, the room that you're in.
No, I'm just wondering. The goblins don't have a lot of hit points, right? Like individually.
You remember that goblins were pretty easy for you guys to take down last fight.
And this ritual, the way it's formed, if I were to kill one of these goblins, what perception do I get of how disruptive that would be to the entire ritual?
You would have to try and find out.
Okay. I'm gonna do a not great thing. Wait. There's no one between me and the exit, right?
No, you are quite literally, if you look and you see the green goblin that's between the pink shaman and the orc there, you are literally the square underneath him.
Then
3. You're 15
I
feet
am
from the door.
going to lock eyes with the closest goblin to me, and I'm going to cast Dissonant Whispers, which means they need to make a wisdom.
See you, so there's no locking eyes, and you notice that these goblins around that are performing this ritual are paying no attention to you guys. They are trying to complete this ritual.
Then I'm still going to cast Dissonant Whispers, which is a wisdom saving throw.
And
I'm just glaring at the back of this goblin's head.
I'm going to do this at disadvantage. Not that you need it. It's a -1 modifier, but he is distracted. So 16 on the first roll and a 3 on the second. So he fails.
Oh, thank God, because that first roll beat it. So I was like, please get less. So that's 3d6 psychic damage. Wow. Not a lot. So that is 4, 13 psychic damage, and it has to use its reaction, if available, to move as far as its speed allows away from me.
It would if it wasn't dead. That goblin falls over
Okay.
dead, and the other goblins, they look a little panicked, but they close the circle in, and they're still chanting. You don't know that it had any major effect on the ritual.
Then Winter looks down, realizes they are no longer invisible, and bolts out of the room.
Yep. What's your movement speed?
40.
Oh, yeah. You were only 15 feet from the door. So.
Yeah, no, bolts as far as the legs to carry her.
Absolutely. Okay. Timber, you are up. You are outside of this door. You see a shaman to your right, and you can still look in and see the two orcs and the. You notice Timber Winter just sprint past you.
All right. I'm going to light off some magic missiles at the goblins doing the ceremony. I'm going to have 2 missiles hit one and then 1 hit another.
Okay. Any particular ones you're launching these at?
No, I think they're all full health and stuff, right?
They are, except for the one that was dead. So that one between the orc and the one that looks like a shaman.
I'm gonna try to hit the ones that are. Oh, hang on a second.
Oh. My bad.
Yeah, I'm just gonna try to hit the ones doing the ceremony to just see if I can disrupt it. So just not the shaman ones.
Hey.
So yeah, the guy I'm hitting with 2. Oh, he would take 7 damage.
It falls over dead, so I'm gonna say that's the one to the left of the shaman, right inside the door.
Okay, and then 1 more. That guy takes 4 damage.
Okay. He is bloodied, but still awake. And as these 2 goblins have fallen, Timber casts magic missile. You don't have any bonus actions or movement you want to take?
I do have some movement. I have a question. Is there a roof on this building, or is it kind of fallen in?
Not all of it is fallen in, but it does look like it is fallen in places.
Okay. So I'm going to take my movement straight up.
Okay.
And that way, hopefully try to find a vantage point where I can kind of keep a view through a hole in the roof.
Okay. Yeah, I'll say that you can kind of see that back right corner.
Okay.
The orcs are in view.
All right. Perfect.
All right, Mordella. The goblin in front of you is split in half. You still have the shaman outside, and you are still in that tree line.
How far away is she from the shaman?
That is about 45 feet.
I would like to toll the dead the shaman, DC 16 wisdom saving roll.
Shaman has +3 wisdom. But it doesn't matter. Roll to 10.
So the shaman can take 10 necrotic damage.
And he falls over dead.
And Mordella makes a gun motion with her finger and blows on it. No, she doesn't really. She doesn't know what a gun is.
Yeah, so you guys hear this ethereal bell ring, and the shaman just falls over face first into the fire and begins sizzling.
Ooh. Sizzler.
Okay.
See it at Mordella's turn.
Okay. So our secondary orc who came out is pretty pissed. He's going to take his movement. He's going to come out. That's 5, 10, 15, 20. What's his movement? 30. Well, unfortunately, he can't reach anybody, but he does have a spear. So he is going to pull out his spear and throw it at this fairy up in the air. This is a +6 to hit. Ooh, that's a crit. That's a natural.
Hey, is that guy
hits.
within 30 feet of Mordella?
No, you didn't move up. You stayed back. So unfortunately,
Well,
he's
then.
not.
Sorry, Max can't silvery barbs this unless it's more than 30 feet. Let me double check it.
That is 18 before the roll. So D8 plus.
Hey, so silvery barbs can work
D6.
within 60 feet. Is this within 60 feet?
Let me look at the map. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. You son of a bitch.
Mordella see the orc?
Yes.
Well, then yeah, man. Reroll that shit. They're gonna fucking critical max like that.
Well,
Unless you roll another crit, then I can't do nothing
I
about
rolled
it.
a 19. I think I still hit. I just don't get to do
That's still
all
hit.
that tasty
yeah.
damage. And yeah, that would have hurt.
Yeah.
You also get to give advantage to one other creature. So who are you going to give advantage to?
I will give the advantage to Timber.
6 plus 4, so you take 10 piercing damage. Timber?
Then remind me, what do I need to roll to make sure I can maintain my concentration on the spell when I get hit?
It is DC is half the damage you took, so DC's 5.
Or 10, whatever's lower.
Oh, okay. And it's a
Sorry, or 10, whatever's
Constitution?
higher. My fault.
Yeah, it's 10, sorry. Can't be lower than a 10 on
And-
concentration saves.
And it's a Constitution save, or
Yes.
Yes.
okay. I lost concentration. The orc is no longer held.
Oh. Okay. Well, that
I
6
tried.
goblin group is now a 4 goblin group. And the goblin shaman raises his staff as the chanting it slows and gets way more rhythmic as the goblins begin pounding on their chest, and you guys see this black stone begin to glow. And Timber, you're within 60 feet of this happening. Your necklace is going crazy around your neck. You have a feeling that if something doesn't stop this ritual soon, you guys are going to be in some trouble. But you're the only one
Hey,
that
is that
senses
shaman dead?
There is one shaman still in there. If you look at the
Okay,
pink emblem
gotcha.
inside there, the pink one is the shaman that's around the ritual on map 3.
Got you.
There are only 4 of those guys left, and then I move on to Thrandil. You are up. So you're still in your tree. You see the orc that you hit is still up, but looking bloodied, and he has a perfectly healthy orc still next to him.
Got you. Are any enemies within 5 feet of an ally?
No.
Am I in shadow of any sort?
You're up in the tree. I'll say that, yeah, you're pretty obscured.
Okay. Then I'm going to go ahead and take another shot at the orc who was weak.
Okay.
Go ahead and roll to hit.
He is
Normal sharpshooter.
no longer under hold person.
Gotcha. I'll roll sharpshooter on this one. I'll take the disadvantage to hit. Okay, that was pretty good. 23 to hit.
3 hits.
Nice. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and do my damage here. 5, 8, 14 damage.
Okay.
And that is it. That is it.
Right. After Thrandil. Let's see. Let me look at this map real quick.
Ooh. I'm sorry. I forgot to add the plus 10 to the sneak attack or the sharpshooter. So that would have been 24 damage.
So 10 more. It is still up.
Okay.
But it is looking hurt. Nope, there's no holes in the wall there, so you guys don't see those 3 goblins. Our bloodied orc is angry, and he is gonna make his way out, and he is gonna throw a spear at our fairy friend. You are the closest one. That is a 20 to hit.
Yep.
Is 12 plus 4, so 16 piercing damage from the spear.
Okay. Right, 16. Okay.
And that is the end of his turn. And Ildain, you are back up. There are 2 orcs standing outside of this doorway that you can now see. They are 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, about 35 feet away from you. And they are just chucking spears up at your fairy friend who's getting hit hard.
Okay,
And actually, from where you're at inside, you can see this ritual going on. So you now notice this gem floating above this fire as these goblins are frantically chanting and pounding on their chest.
So if I can see in there, the one I can probably see is the shaman.
From
It
that
clearest.
angle, yeah, you can see the shaman the clearest.
Okay. So I'm going to try to run forward. So they've come out here. So probably the most I can get to is like that tree area. And then I'm gonna send in my echo to take an attack on the shaman.
It gets advantage due to the shaman being distracted by the ritual.
That's a 16 plus 7, so 23 to hit.
Definitely
and
hits.
then 28. That's 6 plus 9. It's 15 slashing damage.
Okay. It is bloodied.
Alright, I'm going to yeah, I'm gonna use one of my Unleash Incarnations to take another attack from the the Echo.
Okay.
That is 19 plus. It's on my other page. Sorry, 19 plus 7 to hit 26. So that is 17 slashing damage.
Okay. The shaman falls dead as this echo splits it. And nobody is in there. How far up did you fly? Timber?
30 feet.
30 feet. I am going to need a dexterity saving throw as I roll them for the goblins and the orcs.
All right. Shit. Let's see. 14.
14 passes. However, you take 15 force damage as this crystal begins to crack and explode, and the goblins around that brazier are all now dead. The brazier is blown apart. The orc that had been hit by the arrows is blown down and dead. The other orc is still up, but he definitely got hit by this blast as well. As
Okay,
the
well,
crystal explodes, you guys stopped the ritual, but it definitely was
Timber
violent.
falls out of the sky, very unconscious, just so we're on the same page.
And you said you were up 30 feet,
Was indeed.
and you went unconscious in the air. Okay. You take 7 damage and 2 automatic death fails on your saving throws.
Okay.
As you hit the ground right by the door. You are within reach of Winter, however. No, we are moving on to Vraak as you watch your fairy friend fall down in this dark explosion. And Mordella, actually, you would have no choice. The spiritual energy that you see escaping through the roof of this temple is immense. Hundreds of spirits stream out from this room. You've never seen so many in one place. And Vraak, Vraak, you are up.
Winter can heal and is close. The shaman that's in front of me is still alive.
No is dead.
And then there's
all the
Noah's
goblins.
dead?
All the goblins that you guys can see are alive. The only thing still alive is this orc standing outside of this doorway.
Is it within 20 feet of me?
No, it's not. Unfortunately, you are still
That
down.
sucks.
You are still down at the tree line here. So it is 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45 feet away at the door.
All right. Wish I had spell sniper. How hurt is this thing looking?
It's not bloodied yet. It's got some marks and it's bleeding a little, but it's not looking for the worse for the wear.
I'm gonna move my weapon 20 feet towards it. And I'm going to try to make it rush me. I'm gonna send a guiding bolt at it.
Okay. That is a spell attack, correct?
Yep. And that is gonna be +6. 11.
Yeah, 11 misses, unfortunately.
Hopefully I got its attention. And then I'll use my movement to move 30 feet towards it.
Okay, you are now 15 feet away from that orc. As we move to Winter, you watch as 15 feet from you, your fairy friend has fallen from the sky, and it's not looking good.
Winter runs over and casts Cure Wounds, which is a D8. Dang, you get 7 hit points back. And this, like, the entire time she's healing him, Winter's literally ranting about the lack of safety that Timber had prepared for falling out of the sky. Like, this is full on, like, one of those airplane safety videos where it's like, you gotta put on your seatbelt. Why didn't you put on your seatbelt? The light was on. Yeah, and that is Winter's turn.
Okay, Timber, you awaken feeling the effects of this fall, but you do notice that your necklace, it is still vibrating in this area, but it is not going like it was before.
Okay. Well, I will acknowledge the help from Winter, and then I will cast. I'll look around, see there's still one orc up.
Yep.
I will cast Ray of Frost at it.
Okay.
Which that's a spell attack. Yep. Okay. Probably not. Maybe 15 to hit.
15 just misses.
Yeah, I was dead 5 seconds ago. That'll
Yeah.
happen.
It actually.
So.
Did you stand up before you casted it?
No, I did not.
I'm not gonna make
Couldn't
you
find the
roll
energy.
a disadvantage since you didn't.
Yep.
But yeah, just for flavor. Timber sits up, shoots this ray of frost off blindly, and it just skirts by the orc.
I will use my movement to stand up and just go away from the orc
Okay.
as far as I can.
You have 25 feet of movement or 30?
I've got 30.
Okay, so you get
I use,
15
15
feet
standing
further
up?
away, abandoning your savior right there with the orc. As Mordella, it is your turn. Nick, you there? Okay, we will hold Mordella's turn as our orc friend, enraged that this ritual has been interrupted. It is going to charge at Winter and make a great axe attack. That is a 17
But why?
to hit. So you're the closest one. 17 to hit.
That hits. But I did so
Okay.
well this time. I was invisible for half the battle.
D12 out.
No, you can put that back. I'm good with a D4.
And plus it gets a D8 additional.
But why?
It's called Grumash's Fury.
But we don't need that. You can put that away. We don't need to bring out the special stops.
13 plus 4 is 17 slashing damage.
Yay.
And it's going to swing again.
Wonderful.
18 to hit that time.
That hits.
8 plus 4 is another 12 slashing damage.
I'm at 6 hit points.
Yeah, he's bonus action battle cry. Each creature of the war chief's choice that is within 30 feet of it can hear it and not already affected by battle. Gain advantage on attack rolls until the start of. Yeah, he's gonna cry out and roar in your face. That ends his turn. Thrandil, you are up.
All right. What enemies are still up?
You can only see this orc.
Okay.
He is about 55 feet away from you.
No problem. Okay. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and. Are there enemy? I can't see anybody but him. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and take a shot. Dirty 20 to hit.
Yeah.
Cool. I'm gonna go ahead and roll my damage. Oh crap. 9 damage.
Okay.
And I'll end my turn.
All right. Thrandil. You guys do not see those guys. And we are back up to Ildain. You are about 15 feet away from this orc now that you've moved up. And it is in melee with the bard you told to stay out of melee. It's just beating on her with this great axe.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go up the rest of the way and then use my longsword.
Okay.
That's 19 to hit.
That hits.
Oh, that's only 10 slashing.
Okay. It is now bloodied.
Okay, I'm going to see here. I'm gonna use actions. So, okay. First, I'm going to use another Unleash Incarnation. Take a shot with that is 18 to hit.
That hits.
Okay, so 7 plus 16 slashing.
Hmm.
Then I'm going to, I'm going to use my action surge and basically do
Do it
one
all
more
over.
attack
Yep, do it
on
again.
him. 17 plus 7 is 24 to hit.
Absolutely.
And that's 15 damage. And then Echo's hit. Ooh. That is 14 to hit.
14 misses.
Okay. And then that'll be my turn. And then I do have the Sentinel feat. And I'm within 5 feet, and the Echo's in 5 feet, and I assume Winter, being bludgeoned, is also within 5 feet. So if he
He'll have disadvantage.
takes an action,
Yep.
I think.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
He will have disadvantage if he attacks an ally. Okay. Vraak, you are back up. And you are about
All right.
20 feet away from this orc.
20 feet. That's the perfect distance. I'm going to bonus action move the spiritual weapon towards it, make an attack against it.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. Plus 6, 18.
18 hits.
D8 plus 4 will be 10 damage.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna stay at a distance, I guess, and cast another guiding bolt at this thing.
Okay.
6. There we go. Dirty 20.
Definitely hits.
It is 4d6. That'll be 10, 12, 17 radiant damage.
Okay, it's going to use its relentless endurance to stay at 1.
All right. I'll move within melee of it.
Okay, you guys have this surrounded. Winter, you are up.
So Winter's pretty upset because she tried really hard this battle to stay out of the way and stay out of melee. And now she's here. And so she's just gonna stab this guy with her new silver dagger. Cause Winter's just done. Disengage.
Please,
No,
I
Winter's done.
I want you to roll over a 16, please. This is just ironic and funny.
14.
Oh, so you swing out with this fire in your eye with this brand new dagger, going, you know what? What does Ildain know? And it just chinks off the armor.
Actually, in the healing word myself.
Okay, go ahead.
And then I just sit there and I'm just like, and it's kind of this like, Winter just gives this like sad, almost defeated sigh. And just, that's it. That's all they had. They're done now.
Okay. That brings us to Timber.
Yeah, I'll try. Go Ray of. Yeah, we'll go Ray of Frost again.
Okay.
18 to hit.
Absolutely hits, and he only has 1 hit point left. So how do you want it to look?
Ooh. God.
It's
Ray of
cinematic for us,
Frost.
Max.
All right, so still a little dazed. So in my head, what I'm picturing is that I'm going to hit him right in the head, and it's just going to be perfect, and his head's going to shatter. However, because I'm a little dazed, I actually hit him in the knee, and his, but it does. It makes his leg buckle underneath him, which causes him to fall over, and he hits a rock on the ground. He hits his head on a rock when he hits the ground, and he actually just knocks himself. Just that 1 hit point is more accidental than anything else.
Awesome. And the battle comes to a close. And the dust is settling. You guys are hurt. And with that, we are going to take a 10-minute bio break. Hopefully, Nick didn't fall asleep. We're going to go ahead and take a break, and we will be back in 10 minutes.